Well, hello, hello, hello. Welcome back. Welcome back. It's your girl, Brandy Janae, and we are back with Word on the Curb, Miss Angela for Married to Medicine.
And my grandbaby.
Right, and we got the grandbaby. Now me. How was your weekend?
It was weekending, I guess.
It was weekend.
Yeah, it was my husband's birthday weekend. So, girl,
Okay,
yes, we still ain't do too much of nothing, but girl, we had the my daughter's friend funeral, so we had to do that, and then that was just different. But yeah, we ended up. Then my stepson came into town, so we finally got a chance to see his baby. So
okay, nice.
my husband was excited about that. Yeah.
Nice.
So everybody, I said, all these babies floating around here is ridiculous.
Well, just more babies to come to the daycare.
Oh no. Daycare is full to capacity.
How we feel to capacity?
Yes, honey. Feel.
Stop. This little boy right over here. Prince Michael Jackson, you leave stuff alone. All right. Well, so we did get the reunion looks, okay, for Married to Medicine. So before we get into this week's review, first of all, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and head over to the community tab because I finally got the Married to Medicine Housewives awards out.
Okay.
We are ready to start voting so we can have those results in by the time we wrap up the reunion. So don't forget to do that. And so then we're gonna get into these looks real quick before we jump into the episode, into the review. Stop down there. Stop. Okay, so first let's get the cast photo. Okay, so that's the cast photo. Now, my first thoughts about this cast photo was just kind of like it was giving Real Housewives of Potomac. Like
I know, and I wonder why production picked those colors because they picked it.
Yeah. And I know they had a whole different theme. I can't even remember at this point what the thing that they called themselves having, but it was still getting Real Housewives. I was like, and for them to just went off the air, I agree. Somebody didn't do that.
They sure didn't. Hold on a second.
Right, we both over here messing with meddling. Prince Michael Jackson, you cut it out. You said. So there we are with our cast photos. So let's just go through look by look. So for overall, I'm not feeling the look overall, just because we just came off of this.
Yes.
Yeah. But let's go ahead and go through the looks. Okay, so first up, we got Dr. Jackie.
Well, I thought Dr. Jackie looked nice. But it's giving Jamaica, like somewhere tropical wear. Not really just if the reunion is supposed to be a formal look, it's not giving that. But I thought she looked nice.
I agree. It wasn't the worst. It wasn't the best. Like maybe, I agree with you. Maybe it's a little like lax, not as formal. Even with the material that it looked like it might be, maybe because it might look different in person. You know what I mean? But I agree. It's not the worst, but it's not the best. Jackie, I think, always falls into that like kind of category. All right, next up we have Simone, honey. Now, Simone, is she colorblind? But go ahead.
The color, I don't know why she thought that color, that deep red, burgundy almost. But I actually think her face looks so pretty. I mean,
yes, the makeup job is very good.
I think to me, she has the best face.
It's giving mother of the church.
Yes. And the shoulder pads and the long sleeves. I said it seems like it should have been more like a, maybe like a sleeveless bustier type deal at the top. Maybe it'll carry it out better or something. And of course something with the color. But I thought her face looked nice. I said, okay. But yeah, she got the same color that Kiana had.
She did. But for some reason, maybe because everybody else got the same shade of red, she looked like she just went rogue. Like,
well, surround sound and went rogue. What's new?
All right, next up we have Angel. So what did you think about this look?
Well, I actually seen her on this look. To me right here is not as flattering as her Instagram page, and it's really pretty. So definitely really good for her first reunion, but actually when you see her on her Instagram, it looks really, really nice.
Girl, I thought it was given when I first saw it, I thought I saw this before. And I think it may have been Portia. There was a reunion dress. I feel like it was white. I feel like it had some of the same like ruching going on and same silhouette and everything. But with that being said, I mean, she's kind of like Jackie. It's not the worst. It's not the best. Maybe in the realm of everybody, maybe it would be the best. But I kind of feel like, and this is about to be the problem with, I know, okay, I did coin her as a BBL girl, and I don't know that to be a fact. So that's just me spreading rumors. But let's just say this is the problem with being improportionate in general. Like, not everything suits your body set, you know what I'm saying, shape and size. So where it takes the like elegance out of it, like how you got the one shoulder, you know what I mean, and like the cape around the waist, like that, flap or tail, I should say, which those elements would give you glamour, right? But in the way that she wore it on her body, you like sexed it up. You know what I mean? Like, and so now it's not so much. Now it's kind of giving fashion over. Fashion.
You went all the way tacky on her, didn't you, girl?
Well, I mean, you can even see her panties through there. That's what I mean. Like, is she, you kind of then sexed it up in a way that it moves so far away from, like glamour. You know what I mean? Like, you have elements, but you put everything out.
So it's see-through. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I didn't know if that would.
And we didn't talk about that Carrie Brian's dress, right? But like, what made me think about that is that, let's just say, yeah, see-through is not elegant. It doesn't mean that you can't wear it. It doesn't mean, maybe it's not inappropriate. However, is it glamorous? Is it classy? Is it, you know what I mean? Like, no, it's none of those things. Like, it's not like giving the illusion of nakedness is never those things. So you can wear it, but yeah, you may not be considered the classiest in the bunch, okay?
Yes.
Let's move on. Okay, now this one right here, honey. Like, okay, now this is Miss Brandy.
Girl.
Throw it back.
Yes.
That's all I got.
You said throw back.
Like the entire team, every from the top to the bottom, whoever was involved in this look, they all have to go.
Girl, she was going for Jazzy.
Maybe she called it up and got her stylist, honey. But whoever was in charge of all of it, they have to go. Girl, like immediately. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200.
You know, I didn't expect nothing of her. The whole time she never dressed nice.
I agree.
You know,
pretty plain Jane, yeah.
Yes, very plain Jane.
I mean, you know, here's the deal. Jackie, Simone, plain Jane on Married to Medicine, you have good company, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not finna come up with the only person competing with the labels is Toya, and nobody's competing with her. So with that being said, I didn't have this expectation that she was going to be, you know, like over glamorous. But honey, I didn't think he was going to come out aged 10 years. I did not see that on my bingo card because that makeup job for me is not good.
Girl, it to me, this fall right in line for how she looked. I'm not lying. You know, the show. Even when I remember when Dr. Heavenly was talking about, you know, before the show aired, and she was talking because about her, basically about the new lady, and she was like, "Well, this lady here, you know, basically she said you would walk right past her because you wouldn't." And I said, "Oh, when the show started and we seen her, I'm like, okay, yeah, because she's very plain. I mean." Nothing, yes. Especially for her to be so young. Especially to be all into, and this one, girl, too. Throw it back to that one.
Would you say throw it back, Cruella? Okay, Cruella.
Girl, the hairline way back here. Girl, that forehead is foreheading.
It is. It is for sure.
That style doesn't become her.
It is for sure. I feel like the dress would have been okay had she had a different hair.
Yeah, but then what is this kind of, was it velvet-like undergarment under there?
Yeah, no, I'm not sure what's going on with that little whatever that's supposed to be. A little booty or something. Yeah. And it does look like it might be like a velvet.
Yeah.
What is that? Velvet? But yeah,
velvet to me, crushed velvet.
I do think she should have did something different with her hair.
Yes.
But it's definitely giving me a lot of Cruella vibes.
Yes.
All right, we're heavenly. Hey, Kool-Aid.
hey. Girl.
Sorry, I just
it's all the big hair. And she's pulling in a Kiana too with this, you know, all this over here. Girl,
it's giving Cruella 2.0, like in the future Cruella. First of all, here's what I said: you gained too much weight. I don't like. Well, let me take this back. Not you gain too much weight because that's not generally my type of conversation. But she does appear to be putting on weight. She looks very heavy in this dress. It doesn't feel flattering. I can tell Sheila feels good in it, you know. But all I thought was Kool-Aid. Hey, Kool-Aid! That's what I thought.
Yeah. Well, and you can tell it's kind of a little tight here because what it's doing here. My mom says getting me the smiley face a little bit down there where the, you know, where the hips and belly and all that is. I I think her hair should have been. It's just way. I mean, how many bundles of hair did she have in? Girl, that's a lot.
It looked like a lot.
Girl, I'm like, what was that stylist doing? And maybe because if that part up there, that extra, I don't know. Maybe that must be the style or something. Maybe that's something that's I don't know. But I think if the other side was just like that side, I think it would look nice with the beading or whatever. And that train had to go. It just looks. Is that supposed to be like a leather look or something?
I'm not sure. It's given like something along the lines of some leather, pleather, like soft leather or something.
Yeah. Girl, they spent a lot of money on these dresses and looking like
need to look a mess. Ain't that it?
Mm-hmm.
And now we have Contessa.
Girl, Little Red Riding Hood right here.
She didn't do bad. I think good whenever it's time to fit a theme. Contessa is the theme girl.
But I think the backgrounds is what's kind of throwing off a lot of their pictures too, though. The Bravo did not do a good job with their background at all.
That could be it too.
It doesn't look good. But I think Contessa, I think she looks very pretty though.
She looks like she on her way to a wedding. But I like the look all together. The dress, the hair. She looks good. Yeah, she looks good. And finally, we are with Quad. Okay,
I don't like it.
Miss Quad, she got it.
You like it? Because I didn't like it.
You know, I do like it. I think
I don't like the long sleeves. I don't like her hair.
The part that I don't like is like, why is her bust so like voluptuous, spilling out the way that they are? Like,
they got them pushed up there, girl. But I don't like the color.
Me, I would have liked to seen it look a little more dainty and not so much, not so sexed up, I guess would be the term. But overall, I do like it in general. Yeah, I do like it. I can see myself wearing something like that.
Yeah, I don't like the sleeves. It just
thank God she ain't got another damn wig on her head pulled back into a ponytail.
Girl, yeah.
For that. Okay? Yeah. Because that last year was
damn.
So okay, those are the reunion looks. I mean, they passed, I mean,
I don't know why they gave them the same color as Potomac.
Yeah, that so whoever did that is fired.
Yeah,
whoever didn't check into that is fired.
Stop it now. Shit, she been pulling my damn hair. My son let her do that to him. Don't do that to me. Yeah. Leave me alone. But yeah, I wish they would have let them chose another color. And then I didn't like
it. It would have been nice if they had have done the neon or like something Jamaica, right? Because
exactly. I wonder why they went with red. Because what, February?
I saw it somewhere. I made a mental note, but I forgot. Met Gala. That's what it was supposed to be. Right. So as far as like the color being red, I'm not sure if that is what the color is for the Met Gala or something. Like, I didn't even pay attention to what
I know the theme is living art, but
so that is what I read, that it was supposed to be an ode to the Met Gala.
Okay.
Theme. Yep. But let's get into the episode. I took some notes, but I did get lost off. But we just gonna jump right in.
All right. I got notes. I got notes also.
Okay, cool, good. Then you can pick up where I left off. So
I got it playing right now too.
With Gene and Damon kind of finishing off on this conversation that they were having last week, in which you said Gene need to stay out of women's business, okay? Yes. And clearly Damon feels the same. Gene feels like Damon is just being avoidant of this conversation that he would like to have. That primarily does center around Toya throwing this Met Gala. Now, last week I was taken up for Gene because I was saying, like, okay, I'm thinking his issue with the things that Heavenly has said about him is carrying over, to this issue. Mm-hmm. But to your point, he's not really bringing that up, which you can't if you want to, like stick to an issue, right? So with that being said, I'm kind of thinking when it came back on, I thought to myself, like, Gene and Toya, they really are made for each other because together, you both seem to not have enough, enough smarts to understand that you have, now, right, you're in charge of the Met Gala, and so you should come with more willingness to make the group whole from your non-commitment, right? Mm-hmm. As opposed to trying to browbeat everybody else into the support for your wife.
Yeah.
I did say, like, yeah, I don't think that he's being very fair in that sense. Neither one of them, because clearly they both agree. You know what I mean? Like with this sentiment about not being respected, and as opposed to doing what you can to come to the group willingly, right, to rectify whatever their issue may be with what her commitment was in the past. What do you think?
I think when you get to the end of the trip, and he says he don't like when other people talk about his wife, and I'm sitting here thinking, Toya, like I said, Toya and Heavenly are basically the same person, and you're upset because you feel like she's been disrespected, and she's a disrespectful motherfucker, period. I mean, she is. I mean, the way she came in this whole season, mm-hmm. and all of a sudden, because she's over the Met Gala, because she and he is over the trip, and I feel like he doesn't handle pressure that well with these ladies, and I feel like he was freaking out because he should play the background. There's no way in the world that he needs to be talking to Damon about anything Heavenly does, because his wife does the same motherfucking thing.
Which is what I think King cut in to say. Yeah. King made a good point. Like, why are we arguing, about this stuff when we can just leave it to the ladies? They'll take care of it for us. Curtis then chimes in to kind of, I guess, want to kind of say, well, on behalf of the wives, what would the husbands, what are the households willing to contribute and help out with? Steve made it clear that they will not be helping out with anything. He said he has his own foundation. Yes, that he does, and he will not be purchasing a $5,000 bowl. Okay.
Oh.
His reasoning is because, like, Mimi feels left out. Mm-hmm. It appears that she was left out because, I feel like this season is very short in general.
Yes, it's only going to be 14 episodes.
Exactly. And so with that being said, we really didn't see a lot of the Met Gala planning.
Yes.
And so with that being said, to the audience, it doesn't appear that anybody went and talked to Mimi or Brandy about what they would expect from them. And I think I agree with Steve in his sentiment in that way. As far as this group, as far as the way that they move, it's kind of like we all are hanging out together. I just left vacation with you. You can't turn around and have an obligation that you expect from me without giving me that information, or giving me the information up front. So I kind of agree with Steve about that. What you got to say?
Well, like they say, you don't have to explain anything. Your answer is no. Just pay for your ticket. Because I think they're going to attend, but did they pay to go? It's some issue or whatever. But yeah, I mean, as far as the donation goes, if that's how he feels, then that's how he feels, and I can't state, whether somebody should do something or not. But that's the way he feels, and his wife wasn't included, and he paid all that money for the bowl to get his wife on the show, and he's like, fuck it, she ain't, she's not a newbie, but I guess they feel like, yes, you are still a newbie. And I don't blame him. And like I said, they said you don't have to explain nothing. So do what you do. Because don't look like Brandy probably not gonna give anything either.
That's what it seemed like. Yeah, and like I said, on one level, I kind of can understand that. Like, if I'm in a group, you have a charity, and you know that you're going to want me to donate, it would seem like I think excuse me, not even obligation. It's the expectation, right, that she would, just because she's in the group. And I think, that's a bit presumptuous. And maybe you out of your league. And I guess they about to let them know, honey, in a nice little way, like, not on my watch. Not on my watch. So the ladies are getting massages on these rafts, right? We saw that they went to the rafts last week. And Quad decides to initiate some girl talk. So she asked the ladies, who here has the perfect relationship? I really didn't understand. Like, Quad sometimes, and here's the problem with the scenes that we get. Maybe there was a lot going on that they didn't show leading up to that, but it was like she had Tourette's or something. Like, where the hell did that even come from?
I felt the same way throughout the whole episode. I thought the editing was poorly, because you can tell, like, the way that, especially with the whole thing with Damon and Eugene, when he's like, don't talk about my son. It didn't even seem like that even went there, because it seems like they were having a serious conversation, because you could tell Damon was probably on 10 about something, and it's just like, okay, we didn't cut to here, and how did we get here? So yeah, the editing I think was terrible. Yeah, definitely. So yeah, because it did just come out of nowhere.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, like, what question is that? All right, girl. So this leads to Quiet, like they asking about her and King. She states that she ain't really that pressed to be a wife. She disclosed that King did propose to her. Those are not the words that she used, but what she described. Oh my Lord. What she described was King kind of saying, hey, we could go get married down to the courthouse. She said she didn't take him serious. And she still was looking for all of the things to be in order. So we flash back to her talking to the ladies, and she kind of was expressing that she felt like she was still focused on all of the wrong things, like the plan, and which I'm guessing what she, in a nutshell, what she means is how much money you got, what your portfolio, you know what I mean? What your portfolio looking like making sure this person has all of these like boxes checked on the outside that makes you look like a good contender or partner. And so now she realizes, that it wasn't that those things weren't that important. But King has changed his beat. He's what did she say? Detached, right? He's not giving the same energy. What do you think about that?
Well, what Dr. Heavenly has said, why are you giving wife benefits when you're not the wife. And so Quad kind of was a little taken back by that. And then Dr. Heavily even goes on to say that, basically, you don't need him. He needs you. Even in her confessional, she says something about Quad giving too much sex, too much cooking, and she mentioned money. I said, oh, is she just talking, rambling? Or did she really mean that Quad is giving this man money? I don't know. But I feel like if she was trying to check all those boxes, seemed like you would be checking all those same boxes too if you have a baby.
I like that you mentioned that because, like during that conversation, she got a little bit defensive because Toya, I think, chimed in and brought up, well, why aren't you looking to be married? And so that's how we found out that actually he did. So let's just say, well, I want what I want, and I want that. It was interesting. She said, I want that man. I want him to be the head of my family, of our family. I want to have his kids. And I thought to myself, I don't know if you remember that episode. I think it was towards the beginning, because I said, she seems to really only have this desire, and it is specificated upon him. Like it's so, which to me, it's not even trying to like womb shame her or berate her from one woman to another woman. But I would think that the desire to have a child would just be that, right? In its own space, that it wouldn't necessarily be connected to the person that you are with, per se. If because at the age that we at, that's what she want us to go along with. This is why she's running over to God, right? Because she's exhausted all her resources, and this is what she has to do. And so I said to myself when I was looking at it, I said, women, we trick ourselves so much into like a lot of BS, going back to this, and not to shoot to the water, but if you just wanted a baby, you could have had one, right?
Yeah.
And so now you're associating your want to somebody else, which is probably again why they're not together today, because it's not the same want that he wants. And when you get with somebody, you do want to. When you care about somebody, you want to do things that make them happy, right?
Yeah.
And maybe if that does include having kids, but at the same time, it's kind of like I wasn't looking to change my life in this degree. Like, now we've hopping a plane and flying over here every 4 or 5 months, and now your hormones got you up and down, and she mentioned she doesn't cook as often.
I am doing it as often too.
Well, because if he pissing you off,
Yeah, but who got time for 15 times a week?
And but at the same time, right? Well, going back to this wet marriage thing, going back to the 15 times a week. That was interesting that you was doing that then, because at the time, what was he doing that you would be giving him sex 15 times a week? Is he paying your bills? Is he giving you some commitment? Like we do trick ourselves into giving a lot for very little, and even off top. So you don't want to cook no more because it's beginning to feel like a chore. Why? Yes. Because you're not getting nothing in return for it. You know what I mean? Like, and most men, and King seems to be like this type of man, that because all men that have chauvinistic ideas are not necessarily chauvinistic. However, a lot of men still carry those chauvinistic ideas about women cooking. And that's a sore spot for me. So that's why I'm about to go here. Because if I'm you can't ask me if I cook. And like, we not finna have no conversation about whether I cook or not, how often I cook.
And I don't. I don't.
We're not gonna have no conversation around that. As a matter of fact, it is a immediate turn off. And the reason why is because I know that men associate that with what they feel like a woman is supposed to do. Furthermore, on the woman's end, you're not going to put me in a position that makes it seem like I have to win you. You know what I mean? Like, for over. And so my deal is this. If I'm with you and I care about you, then I'm gonna care about how you eating. Now, whether that come from my hands, whether that come from the people at the McDonald's, the people at the McAllister's, wherever it come from, I'm gonna make sure you eat. If you sit down and you know what I mean, like, and it's got to come from my hands, that's where we gonna probably have a problem. And again, and oddly enough, it's funny that I have such a strong opinion about that, because the truth of the matter is I probably cook more than most people I know. You know what I mean? Like,
I don't cook at all.
You know, but I mean, it's just natural. I made steak today. You know, like, but again, why? Because I have to eat. But that's what I mean. Like, if you are, as far as like, if I meet somebody dating, like I told the last guy, if we are hanging out, you're gonna find out if I cook, right? Because if you make it to where you can be around me, then you're gonna find out. I'm not gonna sit down and present myself like I'm at a job interview, like, and tell you all of my skills. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not doing that. So back to Quad, because this ain't about me. Back to Quad though. I think she was so eager to show the type of woman she would be, the type of wife she would be, that you've exhausted yourself before you even got there.
Yeah, she did. Well, the whole 15 times a week would have been a turn off to me. I mean, I know when you first, get together and, you got the butterflies and all that kind of stuff. But honey, look, she ain't no 21 either. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like the whole, well, we already seen how it was going. So we already was assuming that, okay, the way he was talking to her, and it seems like, because what he said, he needed her to be more, I'm like, more than what she's doing. He couldn't even get with a bitch like me because I don't cook. Ain't never pretended to cook. Never. My husband worked 2 jobs. And I told him this evening, go get your own food today. I mean, so I just can't see myself whereas, because if she's doing all this, what is the expectation that he's supposed to do?
Right. And see, that's exactly what I mean by women. Like, I can't wait to start doing a couple more videos, how we trick ourselves into that type of situation. Like, nobody, like, it's certain stuff that he should not have been able to access without him giving you something. You know what I mean? Like, so, right. Like, at the point,
said.
for this man as much as you do, y'all don't even live together, because it would be different if you guys were cohabitating, right? If you're cohabitating, like, again, like what I said, I cook on a regular basis. So if somebody lives with me, then naturally they're gonna eat, when I cook. You know what I mean? Like, but it's not the idea of me cooking for them. I'm cooking because I'm going to cook. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm going to cook for everybody who around. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I think Quad is she's in the midst of saving face about her relationship. I think she did jump in. I think she jumped in fast. And she gonna be all right. Listen, I I guess I just don't want to see her do too much overcorrection. Just let it be. You know what I mean? Let it be. You fell in love with a man. You want, he done dicked you down so good. You want to have this man babies, honey, and he was gonna give you one as long as he didn't have to keep going over to Ghana for it. So, God's rejection is His protection. Like God only knows what it is that this relationship ending is protecting her from. Not that you shouldn't have the desires of your heart, not that, and it's sad that if she truly wants to be a mom, that she may not, be able to experience that. I just don't want to see her jumping, running, and flipping all through hoops, for some random ass man who ain't doing the same for you. Okay, and that's that on that. That's that on that. So, but she want to do it her way, and that's another thing, because I thought about that too when I was rewatching it, because I kind of have that thing in me too. Sometimes I just have to do it my way. And so you just have to be willing to live with whatever that consequence is, behind it. That's just how they go. So later, everybody go ahead. Oh, I forgot that the men, they start getting massages over there on their side. The women came over to offer them some massages, honey. And Curtis said, "Yes, I want one." Like Curtis is funny to me because the way he said it was like, "I wish your mother ever would," like he tell on me.
But think of it is though, but it seemed I noticed Steve and how uncomfortable he seemed. And how they made a deal to say about, they talked about in the confessionals or about the naked people being at Toya's place. And I'm like, they got an issue? I mean, because we on vacation, it's not that crazy. So, and everyone asked one of the ladies, that's probably except for Dr. Jackie, I believe, they all got the massages. So I'm thinking it's not a big deal. So
I was wondering if it was or not. That's exactly the question I wanted to pose for everybody. Like, I've never been married. I have my idea of how I feel like I would be in a marriage and how I want, like, as far as husband and wife, go, what I want our comfort levels to be in general. But yeah, I kind of like, even like you said, Steve kind of said to the men, like, well, if you need a couch, like to lay on, I got one, and he kind of was, what we say, sitting still, looking straight ahead, like he didn't want anything.
I'm like, did they have an issue in their marriage with infidelity?
Yeah, it was given something, something sort of like that. And it was strange, right? Because I agree. Like, so that's what I'm saying. Like, there's a comfort level that I want to have with my husband. Like, if we on vacation and we go to a beach, I don't want to care if there's other women around and they bathing. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly, because honey, I'm looking at it. I'm looking at the women and men.
I'm just saying,
I noticed everything.
You married, not blind, right?
Yes, because I'm looking at. Oh, did you see how she look? Oh, she's sharp.
What it feels like to me is that you don't have self-control, and that. So like when my type of man has to be a man's man. Part of being a man is having self-control. So you should be able to be in situations and be able to govern yourself. Whether I'm there or not. Whether somebody I know is there or not. That is the particular type of trust I would like to have. I don't like, so if we sharing, passcodes and locations and whatever, I want to be able to forget I even got that bull, right? Because not, not because not, oh, let me see where he at. I don't want to do none of that. I want to be able, when you walk out my door, I want to know, I know you know how to carry yourself. Vice versa. Like I want I want my man to be able to know it don't matter where I'm at, and it don't matter what the hell is going on. Naked men could be flying from the chandeliers. This little lady coming back home, right?
I know that's right. Yes. Because I'm the kind like this. Wherever we're going, I'm going to observe everything because I'm nosy. I'm nosy. I'm watching and looking at everything. I don't expect, if I see someone that, I can give a compliment. If I see a woman that's bad, I'm like, look cute. I mean, he might say, don't ask me, but I'm noticing, especially if the lady is sharp, got on a really nice outfit or whatever. Oh, that is cute or whatever. But I thought to myself, when I'm looking at Steve, I'm like, you're around these old ass men. Even Dr. Damon, who lied, he still got one. And I said, she probably would have fainted when Toya did. They talked about the revenge of the what they call the sipping paint. I said, Dr. Mimi would have fainted when she seen them naked men then.
Okay. Yeah, I thought that was a little strange, but that's what I said. I chalked it up to like, well, I'm not married, so maybe it is a different rule about stuff when you married, but I want to be able to get a massage and I want my husband to not feel no type of way about it. And vice versa. I feel like personally, what I've learned about myself at the age that I am now is that is the type of trust I would need to have. And if I don't have that, then we don't have, like, there's nothing else that we can do. You know what I mean? So if I have to worry about you going to get a massage, then it's way too much going on in our relationship,
Girl, a massage around these women's husbands that I'm around. Because somebody gonna tell it if it was something.
If you go to Thailand or Colombia, those places I might feel different. I might be like, man, no, you can't go there and you can't do none of that in those particular places. But just like what I saw, no, like I told you last week, I didn't like the way the ladies was like, you want me to get in there? Like I'd have been so fucking annoyed if they were somewhere with me. Get your ass on and let's go. Now, and don't get me wrong, it's some stuff I do and I'd be nervous about it, but I don't spend a lot of time hemming and hawing. Like if this is what we're doing, then this is what we're doing. And let's go. So I didn't like that, but yeah, I would get the massage. If I go to Jamaica, I will be looking to book me one just so I can say I did it. But yeah, I thought that was strange too. Okay, so now we're gonna get to where everybody meeting up for this neon party. So everybody's gonna wear something.
Oh, hold on. Before we get there, let's talk about the massages that Toya talks about.
Okay. Oh, she said she had a massage that almost ended in a happy ending. I don't really okay, so let me tell y'all this. Full disclosure about me and massages. So I had for a long time had this I don't know deal. So it took me a long time to get a massage. My very first massage I just got was in 2022. That was the very first massage I ever got. And for like I said, for some reason it was just like I didn't want strangers touching me. I don't know. I was just really weirded out by it. Anyway, I got the massage. I enjoyed it. I've had a total of 3 massages total. Okay, full body, right? So with that being said, because of course we've always heard of the happy ending type of deal, I don't really know how you go into a massage.
Girl, they was already expecting that from the beginning.
Okay,
yeah, so that's why they booked probably a private one. They knew about this person.
Because like I'm like like said, and I that's why I just want to give you my background. No, I'm not a massage connoisseur, so I ain't had every single type of massage, but I don't really think it's supposed to get nowhere near where you should be having a happy ending. Not unless you got some weird, like when Contessa said about Scott's ears or something. Not unless you got some weird, like little places that you know turn you on or whatever like that. But yeah, that's all I got to say about that. You know, and this is the other thing I got to say. Is Toya as sexually as adventurous as she seems?
I don't think so. I bet you she's not. I bet you she's not. Somehow I lost you. Or okay, I don't believe she's that kind of girl. I don't. That's why I think she's just playing on it. Well, I don't know. She acts like she's been with a woman before, but it just seems like, you know, outside looking in, it just seems like Eugene is very vanilla. They probably do it 2 or 3 different ways, and that's it. All this stuff.
Let's be clear. How many ways does it take though? I say this all the time, and I don't want to be accused of being a prude myself, but I mean, good God, like how many licks does it take to get to the center of Tootsie Pop? You know,
it take a lot. Hold on a second, I had to answer the.
You know, drop down in the comments and let me know, honey, like how freaky do you have to be for real? Because what is wrong with just having a partner, knowing your partner, and just getting it in the way y'all get it in? Like, why does it have to be all of this like extra, all of this extra? I never really understood that, but hey, that's just what I got to say. So before Angela gets back, don't forget to let me know what you are rating this week's episode of Married to Medicine, season 12, episode 13, couples therapy and paradise problems. Okay, we rate 1 through 10. Listen, I think I've been kind of giving Married to Medicine a good like 5 to 7 all season. This episode is falling right in that place also. Okay, Angela, you back. I was just reminding them to let us know what they are gonna rate the episode. So we're here for the neon party now, right? Everybody's showing up in their neon. Steve once again is in his neon. Okay, what Eugene said, Louis Vuitton make everything, huh?
Yeah,
really they do, right? He got his own. He must be a brand ambassador for Louis Vuitton.
Yeah.
Now listen, Contessa was doing the most, honey, when Mr. Bernard came to the building. So do too much. I told y'all that lady be doing too much. She go backflip into her scene. She
handsome. Scott was like, what?
Tap on her shoulder real quick. Like, excuse me. You know what I mean? Like, why you so excited, honey? Why are you so excited? I thought that was funny because she was overly excited. And way more excited than Angel. So put a pin in that because they talked about Angel and Bernard at the thing too, right? So let's go back to that. Why is this man here? See, and didn't I tell y'all? Didn't I say that last week? Didn't I say it was really strange for her to invite him in the way that she did? And then when he get there, he scooted off to go be with the like. But yet, you are very adamant that that's just my friend.
Yeah.
Like, I agree with Toya. So going back to Toya, now again, her delivery effed up, and same. What she did in front of that man effed up. No, like nothing excuses that. But I do agree. The girl is single because she don't know how to date. And so why would you invite your friend who you getting to know to see if y'all can even want to start back dating, I guess, because you didn't even say be in a relationship. You invite him to a trip with all couples.
Well, he knew. He trying to be on TV too. So
I mean, clearly.
And he probably just was pissed off because he thought he was gonna come there and get some.
Well, and here's and that also, you know what I mean? It's like the guy I was seeing around Sean's wedding. I had a couple people kind of ask me, like, "Oh, well, is he gonna go to the wedding?" And I thought, wow, why would he? Like, yeah, why would he? Why would? And it had nothing to do with me not liking him, like I did. And it would if he had he invited himself or had not, and I wouldn't even say invite himself, but had he said something to me to say like, well, I could get some time off and come, you know what I mean? Like, then that would have been fine to me, you know what I mean? At that moment for where I thought we were, that would have been fine. But as far as me opening up an invitation to say, come on, no.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no. And that's what I was telling him. I'm like, should he be going? Because I don't think so. Like, does it mean something that he don't? And so yeah, it just reminded, like, looking at her with this guy, it was just like, yeah, you had no business inviting him. It really looked like maybe production was behind that. Maybe somebody made her feel like,
well, yeah, Toya.
She needed to produce something or someone.
Yeah,
but it was so out of order. It was just. I'll tell you what, I like Angel, but that move for me kind of said she didn't need to come back.
Damn.
Yeah. No, and I know that it sounds harsh, but yeah, for like that move for me was like, it's all good. It's all good. You don't
gotta
need
hit
to
the
do
road.
that. Mm-hmm.
Oh Lordy. Yeah, I didn't see that because by the time before the end of the show, she was already saying that basically they don't need to explore nothing else,
Seemed like you knew that before he dropped his ass on the plane to come.
Yeah.
Because even when, like she said, well, I said something to him. So, and that's what I mean. She doesn't know how to date. The deal with even dating, like, I'm very straightforward most of the time, but I'm a girl like everybody else, right? We get caught up in all of these, like, you want to be, like, dainty, and you know what I mean? Like, you don't want to be running the show. I'll put it that way. So that's what it seemed like. She's playing that line, like, oh, you throwing little stuff out to see if he gonna, catch it.
Mm-hmm.
Listen here, I don't want no man that don't know what he want. And as far as the man, you better want a woman who can figure out what the fuck she want. You know what I'm saying? Like, instead of, hemming and hawing all around all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm saying that to say she already said that she had talked to him and he hadn't mentioned nothing for so many days. So at that moment in time, you just should have let him know it was good. He was good to stay where he was at. Especially like she made it seem like he the one had the attitude when he got there. It seemed like she got the attitude, if you ask me.
That she had the attitude?
That's what it looked like to me, honestly, because it looks to me like she is hell bent on proving that he's just a friend. Yet you invited him to a couple trip. You're wrong. I would if I invited some guy down that going back to like you said, maybe he thought he was gonna get you some. If I invited a guy down to a couple trip, he is in his right to feel like he gonna get some. What the fuck else am I asking you to come back for?
And to stay in separate rooms.
Yeah, like what else am I asking you to come down here for? If I'm all good being single around all these couples, then I don't need to ask my friends to come down here, right? Like clearly, I'm around all these couples, and I said, "Well, God dog it, let me pull up the back phone."
Well, she's not good around the couples. And that's why she brought him. You know, he was the same reason why she brought him to the family reunion.
Yeah. But I agree with Toya. You giving him the wrong impression. You giving us the wrong impression, and so that goes into me why I went all the way to she don't even need to come back next season. She don't even need to come back because this is not what's going on in your life.
Uh-huh.
That's not the guy you're dating. Like, you know what I mean? So, and we got enough of that. Like that's kind of where my threshold is. We got enough, you know, and we put up with it from the OGs. But when you come in as a newbie pulling these stunts, I'll get your gone from around where they got you from.
Especially she making sure she's checking the boxes. Okay, he's a doctor. So I'm on married to medicine, you know, maybe me just being a nurse. It's not enough. So I'm going back to school to be a nurse practitioner. And now I'm going to bring this doctor man on over here that I don't really like. I've been dealing with him or been friends with him for 10 years. Yeah.
And that also, I would agree, is a red flag also. You know, you don't like that man. You're not interested in him.
No.
Yeah, I don't know. You know, that's another thing with us women. Like, I hate that society got us feeling like something is wrong with you. You know, like if you not made it up with somebody. You know what I mean? Like, because it's okay. Like, you don't have to like a man because he likes you.
True.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you like, it's okay. And also it's okay if you end up with yourself. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's okay too, you know.
I don't know.
I ain't putting up with a damn thing at this.
Angel got to get the boot this year, honey.
A damn thing, honey.
They give her the pink slip.
Yeah, I am giving her walking papers for that tad ass excuse of a date from Bernard. Yes, she get her entire walking papers for that. Go. I don't want to see you no more. Bye. I don't want to see you no more. So down at the neon party, they play a couple games. First it's the men versus the women. Then they do the red flag, green flag.
They didn't do the red flag, green flag.
Oh, that was the other day. Yeah. Okay. And then they kind of split off again, right? And everybody had a powwow because this is when Curtis decided to crawl his ass all up in King business. Okay, like,
to put him in a hot seat. But the questions were very messy, and Eugene was taken back when he realized that he was the one that people think that gives unsolicited advice. And he was like, "What?"
I thought that I was like, "Do he?" But maybe it was with some stuff we ain't saw.
Yes, and then they asked the question to the men who takes a disagreement and turns into a full blown out, fight. And for the most part, most of them said all of them. Scott said boat. Talking about the lady who was on the boat, who is loud. Talking about surround sound Simone. And then Toya, this is the sex pot or sex kitten like question. Who is more likely, is this the question that's posed to the women, to call out the wrong name during sex? And everybody put Toya.
Yeah, Toya would be the one. Well, I feel like that's because they all seem to think Toya. Well, we already know that they, I guess, think that she might cheat on Eugene. However, what we know they think for sure is that she clearly fantasizes about other men.
Well, she said it. Remember, because that
Yeah.
was one of the questions that Dr. Heavily had asked: who dreams about other men? Oh, when they get over to the other side. So, and Toya says she dreams about it, but also in this segment, when they're talking about the different names, she said she'll usually say, Bay or whatever for the people she can remember their names. I'm like, who are you talking about? How you can't remember his name or their name? Who's the name? So,
right.
Are you telling me?
Well, I think Toya was speaking because there was a time when she was single. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like her and Gene got married, met in high school, got married, and been married since. There was a time when she was single and she dated, and let me not interpose the word dating.
Because it don't sound like
sex with people, right? Because dating someone doesn't necessarily mean that you're being sexually active with that person. But I'm also saying, because we all grown, like when adults have a dating history, it's only fair to assume that there's a sexual dating history, that accompanies that. And so I just felt like that, like she was speaking from a place of previous before her marriage, I guess. But that's
how
why
we going down that road over 20 years ago, girl. Let it go.
But that's why, I wonder, why is that something that is why is that something that she feel is cute or funny or I don't know what the proper term for it would be. Oh, look, not the light just to put me in the dark, y'all. But I would think that your husband would not want, I don't know, wouldn't want your conversation to always center
and it always centers sex. It does.
Yeah.
And like with other people or whatever, or talking about sex and his his size or lack of size or whatever kind of size. She puts this out there and you can tell he's kind of embarrassed by some of the things she says. I'm like, come on, Toya. I don't know. She just seems so damn ghetto. I don't get it. Or what is it? Uncouth. I mean,
well,
just,
I was gonna say, now you about to get me on how Dustin did Claudia the other day, because I don't know if ghetto is the right term. It might be more uncouth, because I think even being
ghetto too, though.
They want a lady in the street and a freak in the bed. So let's just say she is a sex kitten, right? There's just a way that you present that. You know what I mean? Like, and I would think that your husband wouldn't necessarily want you kind of always having that type of conversation, all the time, It's a time and a place, and vacation in Jamaica, is an appropriate place, I would, assume.
Yes. Yeah, but it's just all the time with her.
Yeah. But I don't know. I don't know. I think about Eugene, and I, like you said, it doesn't feel very honoring or respectful to Eugene. That's kind of and I wouldn't want my husband to be openly fantasizing about other women. I don't know. I just
and let me know it. What? No.
Yeah, that would be a turn off for me.
Yes.
For sure. So we also get to see Mimi kind of have a conversation about her and Steve. Said they had their problems, I guess, especially with him being a football player. I'm sure that maybe she did. I don't know. They seem so square in general.
I think it's all performative. I really do. I think it's performative. We're gonna come over here.
Figure him out. That's what I'm saying. Like y'all they seem so square that I'm like, again, I'm not saying that he's too square to not have cheated on her. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is like the realm of what y'all issues are pretty square. You know what I mean? Like pretty vanilla. We'll put it like that. You probably ain't chasing no motherfucker down in the hotel room and break. You know what I'm saying? Like you probably were doing all of that.
I don't know. You might have did before that Stevie came around and changed their life.
Well, okay, honey, because Stevie giving them a run for their money. It sounds like.
It's like this little boy by daycare. Lord have mercy. But I will say it her and Steve, to me, it seems like they're wanting to present, like Dr. Heavenly says, she got the perfect wet marriage, because you see, she goes over and says, I'm fixing, when they first get there, I'm fixing his plate. And Dr. Heavenly, like, I got 30 years in the game, I ain't fixing shit, basically. She ain't fixing no plate. Damon got to get him fix his own damn plate. But it seems like they're on the show and she's trying to present this perfect, like marriage. And that's why I feel like he was looking straight ahead, didn't want to, engage with the ladies that for the massage, and how they felt so uncomfortable with Toya's skip work day and the people in their bikinis. I'm like, I could see if it was only women walking around, but it was women and men. So I just didn't see why they both seem so uncomfortable. Because usually if it's one uncomfortable, like the other one shouldn't be, because like we don't have the same personality, so, and he was a football player. So I don't understand. I mean, I just don't see why, they're younger, why they seem like there's an issue. And I just feel like they're trying to present this, but yeah, I believe he's probably cheated on her ass. And that's why he couldn't get the massage on the beach.
Well, yeah. So she talked about her worries, about little Stevie growing up, and just how society will deal with him. And and I think it's fair.
Yes.
It's real, like because
she said she had to grieve the expectations of what she thought, so the loss of not being able to have this, this perfect kid, or what we want out of our children, for him to be able to go out and have a nice life, or will he have to be with her or them for the rest of their lives, things like that. So what is going to look like when he,
and not for nothing, what I thought about as you were talking about that, because I like one thing I like what she brings. So you probably are right that they are very performative, especially with her being therapist.
Yes.
But a lot of what she brings though is an added perspective, like the grief of grieving what won't be. You know what I mean? Like, and sometimes we as people like think of grief just in the sense of somebody passed away, but you don't look at the things that you go through life, and there are things that you have to grieve. I just went through this in my women's cohort where we did an exercise about, we had to write like a letter out to someone, like, and it was the same thing, like that process, because as I was going through those weeks, I had not thought about it that way, that you have to, because you get disappointed, like life happens, whatever, you keep going, woo, 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 but there, you know, when you started out, you had an idea of about where you was going, what was happening, and so even though you may have detour, and maybe you whatever, because nobody's saying that you're in a sad place, but you have to be able to let go of the things that didn't come to pass or didn't, you know what I mean, happen. And then so I mentioned that to go back to Quad, because she was speaking about her child. And just like I was saying too, and I think that touches me, because I'm like, I remember being pregnant, like the blessing of being able to have pregnancies without issues, deliveries without issues, children subsequently giving birth to newborn babies that have no issues. Like, while it's presented as something that should happen, you know what I mean, so easily,
but it don't happen for everyone.
It doesn't. Yeah, you know, so like I'm saying, Quiet, she's going through all of these lengths to obtain a baby, because she feels entitled to be a mom because she is a woman, but not really even thinking about what happens if the chromosomes don't form the way they're supposed to. You know what I mean? Like like that's like what I was saying about God's rejection, you know, being protection. Like, you don't not really privy to why you're in this position that you're in. And when you decide to take it into your own hands and you're gonna get it however way you need to, you don't know what you might be opening up yourself, and which everything is a lesson and a blessing. So I'm not kind of saying this in this regretful type of way. Nobody ever regrets their child, but what I am saying is nobody expects the other things that come with that, like what she's talking about, right? You don't, like, she don't know if her baby is ever gonna live by herself.
Mm-hmm.
Could you imagine, right, having a child that you realize he's never gonna take care of himself. For as long as he's on this earth, I'm gonna have to take care of him.
Yeah, like, so you know, people that have children that Down syndrome, you know, and like my friend, her stepson is on the spectrum. He's autistic, and he is 30. I believe he's 32 or 33, somewhere in there. But my friend, she's been with this guy. Well, they're married. They got married, divorced, married again. Anyways, so when she took a picture with him, I was like, damn, who the hell was that old man in that damn picture? She was like, that was the stepson. I'm like, oh, okay. But he lives on his own. He works a job. He actually, you know, he drives, all that stuff. So I remember when he was getting a driver's license and everything. And my thing is, he's able to do those things. So, I mean, when you talk to him, you kind of know he kind of talks a little robotic, you know. But I have a cousin who is autistic. He's the other way. He is nonverbal. So, and he is probably about 28, 29. He would have to live with his parents forever until, you know, somebody else probably takes him when they're not here. But yeah, so those were normal pregnancies. So it could happen whether you.
Well, that's why I'm saying, like, even with, like, to think about as women, the process you get through. Like, I remember deciding to have my tubes tied. I'll never forget the last thing the doctor said to me, but you know, before putting me out or whatever, is like, are you sure that like that's what he said, are you sure? And I said, and what I said to him was, I said, yes, I can't go through this again. And that's like, and what I meant was the entire thing. And again, I didn't have any problems with my pregnancy. I mean, I pretty much had, I guess, as close to perfect as you could imagine. You know, regular pregnancy issues. But and yeah, deliveries, same, you know what I mean? Like, same. But no, the stress that my own mental status was in about like testing. And again, you can take all the tests. They'll all come back cool. Like, because that's exactly what you're saying. But by the time you go, you give birth, and like you said, like everything's fine until all of a sudden now your baby not making milestones. Now he's not and where he's
but even like in my cousin's case, she's grown and she got children of her own. But when she was born, normal, but she became epileptic. And so those, as she was having seizures all the time, because I guess it was not getting enough oxygen to her brain, made her slow. So, she became, I mean, she has a lot of, to me, street sense, but, as far as, maybe book smarts or whatever, she's slower. So you can have a kid that can be perfectly normal.
But I feel like those are the conversations that as moms, like especially, well, because I don't know if this is, I don't know if the context of the conversation is it's not a rebuttal to help someone who's having trouble getting pregnant, like not want to get pregnant, but it's also, I think it's a conversation about the things that you don't know until they happen.
Yeah.
Because nobody talks about it, like
everybody just expects it's going to be
right. Yeah.
Because
nobody talks about that.
If my pregnancies would have did different, like, okay, the first time I got pregnant, I had the baby, right? I mean, I had to have a cesarean, but I had the baby, and it was an emergency cesarean. The second time I got pregnant, I miscarried, and they were 5 years apart. So then I'm like, why the Lord let me go through this? Girl, that kicked my tail. Then I get, so my son, he's my rainbow baby or whatever they call it. And then I had 2 miscarriages after him. Wait a minute, 3. Because the last time I was pregnant, I was 42. I haven't had my tubes tied, so okay. I got an IUD. But yeah, and each time I miscarried, it was an unwanted pregnancy anyways. I'm not even gonna lie. I mean, like after my son, I'm like, it was like they end up changing my birth control. You had to get it mailed in. That's what the hell? Now I'm pregnant. But yeah, but if it would have been where I was a person, say the first one wasn't successful and I had all those miscarriages before I got pregnant, yeah, I would probably been like, oh my God, I can't have babies, or I can't carry them or whatever. A lot of times, something is, what they say, you have that spontaneous abortion.
Right.
So, something is probably wrong with the kid or something. That's why your body rejected it or whatever. So, yeah.
So going back to going into Curtis's, foot in his mouth, moment where he's basically chastising King about being out of order, about wanting to have a baby and focusing on the baby before actually getting married. Kind of, the insinuation is that the blessing is not coming because they're out of order. Okay, that was the insinuation that I got from what Curtis was saying. With that being said, because I feel like I have a way of agreeing with Curtis, right?
It's a right message, wrong messenger.
Yeah, right. Because that's because they were about to go back into going back, and I'm gonna use Quad and Kings, their own situation. I'm not God, and I'm not the one to say who can and can't. Yeah. And I believe God, like most of us, I can do all things through Christ. He cares about the things I care about. I am able to have all the desires of my heart, right? We all forget it's kind of like in his will also. So while we live in, right, and we live in our lives and stuff, we're supposed to be trying to live in his will. So the benefits of being in his will is that we get the abundance of the blessings, right? You know what I mean? Like for being in line. Because
Yeah,
being
especially when
is
especially when
another
you're
way of being in line.
yes, especially when they're kind of like praying for this to happen, you know. So that's why I definitely agree with Curtis. You know, if you're praying for something, like they say in church, God don't bless mess.
That's right. Well, here's the other thing, because what I'm going to get to about the going to Ghana is like, are you getting your answer, and are you deciding to go about it a different way?
It seems like you know what Dr. Jackie said, women over 40, she had said this, you know, when she was in her confessional talking about, you know, being her doctor but being her girlfriend. She knew what the numbers were for women over the age of 40. You know how unlikely it would be that she would have a baby. So, and I wouldn't understand, to me, if she just wanted a baby. I mean, if she could carry a baby, maybe have an egg donor or something like that, because you know she got these old ass eggs. We got these eggs from when we were babies. So so I don't know what all she has to do to try to be able to carry a baby, but it seems to me that she's been told something, and that's why she went over to Ghana. And she kind of knew her chances were very slim with these old eggs, and maybe, you know, like some people I know, that eggs were just not viable, point blank period. But then they end up getting pregnant on their own.
So that's kind of where what I'm talking about when we talk about faith, when we talk about trusting in God, when we talk about actually putting your hopes and your dreams and your desires and putting them in God, right? I don't know if it includes now, because God,
I would say so, because he gave him the smarts to do it. So
that's what I was gonna say, because I'm not like, but like it's the same thing about me and my conversations with God. Like nobody else is privy to them. So if I say God told me to move and to do something, you know what I mean? Like then that's what he did. So I'm not saying this to say that that's not the message and that's not where they move, you know, the way that they move in. But I would question if that is the way that they're moving, because I would think that God would give you a conviction about the other stuff, which is not being married and not being committed. You see what I like? We love to take a little from here and a little from there, and you know, like, and yeah, like, and it's like you can't have one without the other. You know, like I tell people, and your life should line up, right? Like no, like outside of, I guess, being a pastor, you know, or having some title, you know, in the church, you shouldn't have to go around quoting Bible scripture for anybody to know that you're a faith-led person. Your life, you really should kind of speak for itself, to say that this, you know, like this is who you are. Your character should speak for itself. So that's where I'm going. I know I got long-winded, y'all, per usual, but that's where I was going. Like Curtis is right in what he's saying, and I agree. I wish he would have did that a little different. You know, maybe had King off to the side, you know, and not in the group or something, like, because it did feel like you was being chastised. It did feel like he was chastising.
it's a no in the Bible.
Right. Yeah. It was very, and because it was like, it's another thing that's a no in the Bible. Shall
adultery.
we remind you? You know, like, are we pulling sins?
That's what he asked him. Have you done everything correctly? He said, no, we sin daily.
Right.
And ask for forgiveness.
Yeah, like, are we pulling sins around here? Because baby, let me pick one. But just like I said, as a viewer, it resonates because he's right. I think that is something that should be considered. And again, it was the perfect example of how we'll take one, because right, you praying to God for God to bless this. And I agree with you. We say the saying, God don't bless no mess, but at the same time, you don't pay attention. You don't pay attention to what that means. God don't bless no mess is great as a saying, because it all rhyme and go together. But what it means is God don't bring you nothing confusing. He don't bring, you know what I mean? Like,
he may
have to have some patience about something. Going back into this, you may have to wait for something. You know what I mean? You may have to do some other stuff, but like meeting somebody's husband and that being God told you that was your husband is a lie. Okay.
From the pits of hell.
From the pits of hell. Okay. Because God ain't about to bring you somebody else's husband.
No.
That's it. Say that I said that about that Clarissa Shields. You running around here trying to have a baby. I will have a baby. Me and Pat gonna have a baby. And it's like, girl, because I'm mad at them being happy. Be happy. Let that man get a divorce first. Going back to what I'm saying about us as women, honey, we will take any fucking thing just so we can say we got something. Like a man who about his business is going to take care of his business. And if part of his business is filing for a divorce, you shouldn't be like, it shouldn't take the relationship between me and you to be the one that put the match under your ass. You supposed to already have that taken care of when you came to me.
We got in it.
Yeah, when you stepped. But again, we don't even like her specifically. I don't know this lady. I'm not going to talk to her self-esteem, but it doesn't feel like it's very high, because why would you accept that? You're not even in a position where you have to.
No.
You ain't even right. Like, why would you accept somebody coming to you that way?
Yeah, and when you the breadwinner.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yes, God.
That's what I'm saying. You ain't even got to. Mm-hmm. And listen, and I loved how Pat and Ram, I love the way he seemed to show up for his lady. Mm-hmm. But also, it's giving a little him downstairs, not him upstairs, him downstairs. Because it's giving like, are you making your money off of her? Because what was you doing before then? Was you making the money off Remy? Because now I'm looking at you like you're a little moocher. And maybe you not. See, we know the men, they gonna take care of their woman real good because they ain't getting out to do no damn work.
It's an old song, and it's by the Jets. And my mom used to always say, that's a sorry ass man. And this song goes, baby, I can rock it to you. He said, that's one thing that I can do. He said, baby, he said, I can rock it all night. Honey, the only thing that I can do. So he was like saying that he can't work, he can't do nothing, but I can rock it to you. And this song came out in the 80s. It's what are they? A Samoan family group, but they were called the Jets, Mm-hmm. Shoot, they mostly sang R&B or whatever, but that's one of their big hits. I remember, I was like, my mom would say, oh, that's so sorry, because I didn't used to pay attention to the words. I'm just singing the song, and she was like, that man can't do nothing, but I can rock it.
Like, can't just say, I'm giving it to you up front, honey.
Because he was letting her know he will, like cook the food or whatever, but, don't expect me to do all that other stuff. No. Because the only thing I'm about to do is...
that's what it's giving for me. So anyway, back to King and Quad. So, I like I said, Curtis probably should have pulled that man to the side to have that type of conversation with him.
You're not going to weaponize the Bible against me.
and I agree with King on that one. Like, now, shit, you done pull me to the carpet. You better pull your own tail to the carpet.
But did you notice before, like when before, when the women were separating from the men, and how Simone went over there and said for him to, I wrote it down, to tap into your side that is less chauvinistic. And Simone don't want. So he was already saying he didn't want to share.
Listen, I like I told y'all before. I dated a guy who was like Muslim, and he had a very dominant presence. Like, and so I found we butted heads a lot. Because like, well, you can tell me what to do if you doing all the shit that it required to tell me, you know what I'm saying, to tell me what to do. So to the point is, these chauvinistic people want to have these chauvinistic ideas, but you don't even want to live up to the chauvinistic ideas. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly, because you got to be the head.
Like, take it, like I told that other guy, like, you talking about you want your woman to cook every day. If I'm going out to work, I'm not cooking every day.
I know that's right. I know that's right.
Now, if you want to make sure that if I ain't got shit to do but watch my housewives and get some dinner done, dinner can be made every day.
It still won't get made every day.
Look, I got sidetracked watching the housewives. I'm just saying though, I'm just saying though, like these expectations, but without giving what you need to give to get that. You know what I mean? Like, if I gotta go out and work, if I gotta go out and contribute to the household, then we both gotta contribute to how we eat.
Yeah, look, if we gotta do 50-50,
yeah. Right.
I'm just as much man as you are.
That's correct. Right. Okay. And
I'm supposed to be the helpmate.
You shut the fuck up and eat this biscuit.
Shit. Go get your own dinner tonight, honey.
As a matter of fact, give me a 2-piece while you
No, we can't have those old-fashioned roles where these men can't do what the old-fashioned men did.
That's right.
They talking about how Big Mama and them did this and Medea did that, but Medea didn't have to get out the house and work.
Mom wasn't worried about her lights, wasn't worried about that house note, wasn't worried about that pension. Like,
he was bringing the check home, and she was taking care of the business while he over there at Sister Sally's house, messing around with her and got a family over there too.
Okay, right. Lord.
But that's why them old ladies stay, because they ain't have to worry about all this other shit. But when the man come and they want you to do 50-50, shit. And like what Ricky Smiley say, he said he can't let his woman do 50-50, because if she doing 50-50, she gonna have a whole lot of damn mouth.
That's right. And rightfully so.
He said so.
Rightfully so. That's why I said, you can tell me what to do. Pay all of this shit around here. Yep. I'll listen. I'll sit down and listen. You're right. And be one of them wives talking about, honey, my husband gonna take care of it. Okay, my husband got it.
Be like Wendy. Wendy said she don't even know how to finance.
Like, praise God, let me move somewhere where I don't even know the name of the light company, honey.
Yeah.
Now, what's so funny is, let me tell you. So, if y'all haven't already, make sure you like this video and make sure you subscribe to the channel, okay? So you can go over there to the community tab, be able to vote on the Married to Medicine Season 12 Real Housewives, Housewives Awards, okay? But what I was about to get into and tell y'all before then, to make sure y'all subscribe to the channel, because I got some new content coming. And part of the new content, which I lost my train of thought. What was we talking about before then? Because it has something to do with that.
Girl.
I know. I lost my train of thought, y'all, right in the middle. I have so much going on in my head.
Oh, wait a minute.
Like, it's too many of us up here. I got some new content coming, but come on and get it. Come on and get it. I can't even remember what I was about to tell y'all about. Lord.
I was talking about Wendy and not knowing about the finances.
Oh, that's right. Okay, thank you. Because that's what I was good. The content is about romanticizing your life. So what I was about to say is, it's certain ways you can do stuff. So like I done moved, right? And now I done moved into a place where I pay all the stuff together. So look, I don't know where they pay my light bill at either. That's all I was getting to that. But so I'm saying you can be single and you can still live the life of luxury where you don't know what it is getting paid to either.
She in a lap of luxury over there.
Honey, I don't know what they're paying the bills to.
Yeah. Well, I'm over here all knowing.
I pay my own cable bill, honey. They pay the cable. They come pick up the trash, honey. Like, yeah, come on. Like, let me give it all to me. But yeah, so thank you for reminding me. So that was kind of what I was going to introduce y'all to. We're going to learn how to romanticize your life.
That's interesting.
Yes, it is. So right. So you can stop running around, falling, jumping, and taking anything from these sawed off men. Okay.
Girl. Never mind.
What?
The desperate ladies of today. You know, I said the desperate ladies of today.
I mean, you know,
whatever happens to chivalry?
We are living in desperate times,
girl. But I mean,
we are. I think it is. We are in desperate times. I think the economy, you know, probably got people feeling like they got to be forced with each other. I don't know.
What I always say to my daughter, I said, when I heard the term Netflix and chill. Only people I feel like should be Netflix and chilling is folks that's already in a relationship. You're not going to invite me over to your house to Netflix and chill. I said, where's the chivalry? Where's we going out to? You supposed to be taking me on dates. You supposed to get dressed up to go to events. That shit I did as a teenager. And I ain't talking about going to the prom. I'm talking about, you know, just dating. And if we're only dating and sitting up at somebody's motherfucking house.
Yeah, the standards are very low. They are very low.
Girl, like my brother said, he said, these young bitches is fucking it up for you old hoes. He said, back in the day, I had to damn buy furniture and everything else.
Yeah.
He give the girls $40 when they cool.
That's why I said the standards are low, honey. Now, the standards are low. They are low. The requirements are low. Maybe
girl. Yes, it is.
But man, been high, gonna stay high. Okay, and they ain't going nowhere. They get higher. And they get higher. Like, yeah, no. And part of it was just I made a decision. I feel like more than not getting married, I'm more afraid of marrying the wrong person. I feel like I take marriage so seriously that when I do get married, I hope that you're right. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, because that's what I want to be able to put into it. You know what I mean? Which going like even with me being in the relationship I was in with my kid's dad and stuff, of course we had a time frame where I thought we would get married, but it's funny, like what they say, hindsight being 2020. But like at the time that the things happened, if I didn't know how to feel about it, but like now it's kind of like I understand now, like all those years ago, like I was moving, like it was like my brain and my heart was like moving opposite of each other. So I was making choices, right? But choices with my brain on one end and then choices with my heart on another. You know what I mean? So with that being said, it still kept certain things from not taking place, you know, which part of that was getting married. If I had got married to that man, I probably would, I don't know where I would be mentally today, for real. You know, I mean, just honestly, because I know that, and that's again. So I know how loyal I am. That's why I know what I have and what I bring to the table. I know what I bring to anybody's life. And so I don't give it out. I must say I don't give it out freely, but I want to make sure it's an accurate statement. Like, because you can be a friendly person. Like I meet people all the time. You know, I think I'm very open in that sense. But there's a difference between me being friendly and you actually having access
to me. Yes.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Because like my friend was telling me about the, you know, when she's like, we were talking about the different you know, like your astronomical sign and the different houses and how people may see you. Like this person may see you, you know, like unclothed, like a person that sees you, you know, what you're really like versus the people who see you as you know, your associates, your friends, and then the person you're most intimate with. And everybody's not going to get to know the intimate you.
Right. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. So that's what I mean. I don't like certain parts of me I don't give out very freely. And I had to learn that lesson hard. You know what I mean? Like, but part of it is because I know the type of loyalty that I hold. And so I have to protect it, right? I can't give it to everybody. And so that's what it is. So like me being single, like is most certainly my choice. Because I'm not putting up, like I said, like I put up with some shit that even now I could go back in time and go step.
But that's when you learn and you grow. You're a young person.
Yeah.
You're talking about a 40-some-year-old lady looking at a younger 20-some whatever person. Of course, I done did some scandalous shit, you know, all behind my mister. Exactly. I mean, you know, you grow, you know, you learn. And so thank God, take care of babies and fools, you know.
Right,
and I did some foolish shit.
That's right, girl.
So yeah, so you live and learn. And I'm like, thank God that he just moved me from a lot of, you know, stupidness. But you know, because you're young, you do dumb shit all the time. Bam, bam, bam on folks' door. All that kind of shit.
Windows, I
windows. I
a couple cases, right? That's why I said God had his hand on this little child right here, honey, because I was running all over that city like baby hell on wheels.
Girl, you see red and it's over with. But yeah, you know,
they don't fuck with Brandy, girl.
You know, that I think that's, you know, it's all part of life. You know, we grow and we learn, like, you know, hey, we were young. We did, we young.
Talk
you know,
about
young-minded people do.
Like, honey, we was really out there.
Girl, and going all the way to the pits of hell. Like, damn.
We just didn't have a saying for it, honey. We was just doing. Like,
yes.
we was just doing.
Girl. So thank you. I've been delivered.
I'm saying, like, yeah, and like you say, like, and I thank God for the things that He didn't let come to pass. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, because it could have been me.
Okay.
Yes. But God didn't see fit, you know.
Yeah.
So, because right then and there, you could have been dead at any moment. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of stuff you did, some people never made it out of that situation. You know, I mean, you know, I would say for as far as my little city, a lot of the things I wouldn't even never thought that people do now, you know, would get them taken out.
Yeah.
That stuff. Ain't thought nothing of it.
For sure.
Nothing,
exactly.
You know?
That's why I said, like, they came up with a whole phrase like we was just doing shit, honey. Like take our chances.
Yes. It didn't even feel like it was a chance. It was just like
right, exactly.
I remember I was speaking once on a live talking about a little boy who hit me. I never forget. I might have been like 13, 14. Little white boy, he threw something at me. And he was a little kid. I don't know, probably about 8. Girl, I turned around. That little boy trying to run in his house. Girl, I caught him as he opened that door. Coming in, girl, I smacked the shit out of him. His mama was sitting right there and walked. I didn't run. I walked away.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Could you imagine somebody?
No, I could not, child. No.
Girl, I'm walking down the street minding my business. This little boy hit me. He threw something at me. He hit me hard. Girl, he couldn't move quick enough. And his mama,
that's right.
His mama didn't get up and say nothing.
Go home to your mama. Let her
come. Girl, look, my foot was in their door. Didn't even think nothing. I said, that woman, nowadays if something like that happens, she gotta be on the news dead somewhere.
Exactly. No,
so, I said, so a lot of times, I mean, this was in the 80s, but a lot of times, things that people are doing now that we would have done at a young age, we wouldn't have thought nothing up, but now they have a different, outcome. So things are way different. But
for sure.
I said so. But we lived and learned.
Live and learn.
Yeah, we learned the lesson.
Thank God for the stuff that didn't come to pass. So
yes.
Going back to just thinking that had me thinking a lot about Quad and King, and especially fast forward to today, knowing that they are not together, right? Imagine if which I had the idea that she probably was pregnant, but I guess it's all them hormones and stuff, the reason why her boobs look the way they do. Mm-hmm. It's like her breasts have gotten very large. As far as what I can tell, they look large to me. So until the season even came out, I actually expected her to be pregnant. Because like I said, I just had noticed that. But like I said, going back to just thinking about, God and the way he moved, and when we ask him for stuff, and even while we waiting on it, like trying not to move out of the wheel, and not do too much, so that whatever it is, if the blessing is to come, that it comes in the way that he would have it for you, thank God, since they're not together, she's not pregnant. She, I guess maybe she's already reconciled with being a single mom.
Well, I just kind of wonder if it would have been 10 years ago, if she just want a baby. And Dr. G wanted a baby.
I think
her head wasn't there. She thought it wasn't
even. I'm gonna say something, but see, like sometimes I hate being so real and so truthful, because it sounds so gritty that people wouldn't even admit it if it was true. Like, even going back to that time, that's why, like I said, I really believe that Quad did not want children. Period. Right? Mm-hmm. I didn't really buy what she was saying. Uh-huh. While it made perfect sense, I thought it felt too easy, right? That's too easy. So I'm thinking, you don't want kids at all. And I understand not wanting to have that particular backlash, fall on you, right? So back to what I think she got caught up in with Greg and the baby thing was weaponizing her own womb.
Yeah.
Basically, you held your own womb hostage.
Yeah. Because she knew that was something.
Right.
He desperately
trying to make him get in a particular way for whatever it is she thought. And that's, only other people with kids even know this to be true. But I don't know that there is no preparation. Going back to what we were saying about even giving birth, there's no preparation you can do for having kids. None. The only thing, I mean, you could hope to do is just be rich. But even with that, that don't solve every single problem that come along with having a family. It solves a lot. Don't get me wrong. Money is probably a good 60% of most things, but it's not everything, and I think people don't, and I guess it's hard to consider that when you don't have any knowledge of it. Like I said, the only people who know that are people with children. That there's not a good time to bring a child. Like there is no good time. There is the perfect time. There, like there's none of that, because no matter what state you're in, having a baby is going to throw a monkey wrench in it. It doesn't matter what's going on.
It sure enough is, honey.
Like the most you can hope for is that you solid as a rock in the world. Yeah. Ashford and Simpson. Okay. That's why we're solid. Okay.
Yes. Solid as a rock.
Squatting King was not. But and going back to, that's what Curtis was trying to get them to see, is that they need to be solid. Like solid as a rock. Because like I said, honey, I don't give a damn what's going on. Having a baby is about to fuck the whole thing up. Okay?
Exactly, because we have all different, backgrounds and how we may want to parent and everything. And
honey, that baby gonna come out with its own agenda.
Okay, right. Boss baby over there. Nobody getting sleep.
Okay, what you say, boss baby? Okay,
that's
what I'm telling you, baby. Like, did nobody tell you? Like, that baby gonna come out with his own agenda. So, like, but depending on what conversations him and God had, I guess.
Yes, girl, you could have a baby that cry all the time, just cries, So, and that could be very frustrating. And then
my cousin, her first daughter did it. Like, oh my God, I couldn't believe. I don't know how she made it, honey. But and I mean, oh my God, she cried all the time. All the time. It was nonstop. Yes. All the time.
And then you could have, multiple babies. And then you have a baby with disability.
And so many things, right? And just not knowing if you've even fathomed, like, so going back to God's rejection being God's protection. Like, sometimes you just don't ever know why the no is no, but we just thank God that, he looks out for us in those ways, right? Because we get ourselves into enough.
Yes. Because because if this here, like, even we go to the part where Quad and King are having their, at the end.
Oh yeah,
talking, and this is where I talked about the edit. It just seems like some of the parts, it just didn't make sense, especially when she said something about the men being sassy, and I just thought, okay, it didn't flow well. So you can tell, like, a lot of the stuff was like cut out or whatever, but when it came down to it, they definitely had different ideas, and he basically was saying that I guess she wasn't catering to him enough, and
which, if you want a man that wants you to cater to him, you think you can bring a baby into that?
Yeah, because he's gonna get jealous.
That's what jealous and run your ass crazy. Yes. And it's funny that I just had that epiphany. That was a lot of my kid's dad and my issues. Like, he had this desire to have me just cater. And while I got kids and babies and stuff, like,
hanging off the titty and everything else, and I'm supposed to take care of you too? Shit.
That man would not eat until I got home and cooked.
Oh no, he just started with me.
Yes, honey. I mean, like, and I was in my 20s, right? Like I was in my 20s going through.
Girl, when me and my husband first moved together, I never forget, he was working 2 jobs. So he had came home from work. He was like, "What you eat?" I said, "I ate a bowl of cereal." He looked at me, "You ain't cooking nothing?" No. We ain't never discussed this shit. What you talking about? Hell, I didn't cook at home. I mean, my mom, if she told me to cook, but that's nothing I just desired to do. I mean, my mom bought me an easy bake oven. I made 4 cookies. It was done with. No. So that was, you didn't marry, you didn't. This is a girl. I never cooked you a meal before. So why would you think when we move in together, I would cook you a meal? No, that ain't what I do. He learned that day, and either you want somebody who's gonna cook for you or something, or no, that's not nothing I ever said that I was going to cater to you that kind of way. No, so I'm sorry, And I guess my mother. My mom probably did that with my dad. They both cooked together, but that's something I never even wanted to do. Being a girl, no, hell no. Sitting up in the damn kitchen or either looking at a bunch of kids. I didn't even know how the hell I got to daycare because my mom was like, "How the hell?" But I just could not imagine being one of those women that I had to hurry up and be. Well, if I had to be that kind of woman, I definitely would. You got to pay every damn bill. I shouldn't have to worry about nothing. And if you pay every motherfucking bill, I need to be living good. I'm not gonna be, you around here and I gotta run over here and get some food stamps and all that kind of bullshit. And you think I'm no, ma'am, no, ma'am, no, sir. I could not imagine feeling that kind of stress. Having to do everything around the house and still cook and cater to a person. No.
Yeah, no, it is. And it's bull. And it's straight bull. So yeah, so like I say, they was not solid, and that's why they ain't got their babies.
Yeah.
Curtis called it right, even though he is an adulterer.
Yeah, and Simone said he was a chauvinist, so
which that and that's what I'm like going, like that's what is like. Say you can have chauvinistic ideals, right, and not be an actual chauvinist, but an actual chauvinist is yeah, it is different because, like I said, like I'm gonna tell y'all, I don't even know if my kid's dad helped me with the kids. Like I don't know if he changed diapers. I don't remember him doing any of it. It like I'm telling y'all, I'm telling you.
You had to do all that by yourself.
And funny enough,
did you work too?
Huh?
And you work too?
Yeah.
Girl, fuck that. Oh, excuse me.
And, like here, like I said, I'm young. I was young. So for me, the difference, at least from then to now, is I didn't know. You know what I mean? Like I thought, like, because I didn't even know that I would have to say something. Like, right? You know what I'm saying? Like it's your baby too. You know what I mean? Like, but honey, and then too, like I'm a helicopter mom, so for a little bit, it kind of like didn't bother me because I didn't really trust him with the kids, no way. Like, because I didn't know if he could, if he could take care of them.
Like, didn't you take home ec? Human development is
that's what I'm saying. Like, but I was that mom too. So for some stuff, I didn't really like make a big deal about because it was like, you know what I mean? Like, whatever. Like, or the few times that he did have the kids, like, I come home, he ain't changed the diaper. So, like, say after that, it was just like, don't even worry about it type of, type of deal. Girl, I went through hell. I didn't even know it. That was like, that's like say and my mom wasn't around. I'm not sure. she was around but not around. Like, so because I don't remember her having like saying anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then his mom was around, but
condoning it.
That's
what you gotta do, girl.
That's what I'm getting to. Like, nobody really kind of said anything. And so then when I did start, so a lot of the contention between us began because I started having to say, you know what I'm saying? Like, say it, and then now it's me and him fighting. You know what I mean about it? Like, because nobody else, huh?
Well, I think like my parents, they divorced young. I mean, when I was young, so I was like 7. So I grew up with my mom being very independent. So she never had no live-in boyfriend or nothing like that.
That's what my boys have experienced with me.
So when I mean, she dated and stuff, we knew she, but she never let nobody come move in the house, because she had, so I just could not imagine because she was so independent that I guess that's the way she trained me. So she trained me to, basically always know what you can do and what to expect from others and how. So I don't know how I would have done if I was expected to be the one who carried, to me, the whole load that you had to carry, and then he's supposed to be the man. That, I mean, so if I'm doing all this,
I think the difference. So, like, sometimes there's a group of men who only get one lesson, and the lesson is that you got to pay the bills. Then, right, and so I would categorize him that way, as that's the lesson that you got. Nobody else taught you how to be a partner, how to, and at this, like, whatever it is that he knows to do today, he learned it off me. You know what I'm saying? Like, because nobody else taught him that before me. It was me. And it was the fight, like it was the back and it, so here I go. I raised 4 boys in the grand scheme of
yeah. Well, that is something, girl. But if I guess Quiet would have had to do it at her big age,
right? And and the tragedy would be who waits till they in their 50s to to have to go through that.
Yes,
and you know what I mean? Like, yeah.
Could you imagine she would have to have that baby and then screw him 15 times a day and then 15 times a week? Who doing that? Well, I guess. Well,
and that's all for the episode. Yes. So next week is the finale. Like I said, I feel like this has been a very short season. It really kind of lackluster. I feel like I'm always giving them their props, but it's just been.
I have to go back and look at previous seasons and see how many episodes we got.
This
it does seem, that it was
short.
Because I thought, well, is the Med Gala, before we found out this was going to be the finale, I said, well, is the Met Gala going to be like 2? Like, are they going to show us, how they planned it a little bit or whatever, and then give us a little bit of the Met Gala, then the last episode would be just, like, I don't know.
Yeah, so.
Because it seems like when they did the Met Gala last year, wasn't that the last episode? But wasn't it like broken down into 2? Because the man wanted his check back or something.
It was it broken into 2 episodes, I think. Yeah.
No, I take it back. That wasn't the last episode. The last episode was Toya's party. She had the party that Sweet Tea them had to leave early. Remember? So King and Quad could come.
Oh, okay. That's right.
Yeah, so yeah. But well, yeah, I would rate this episode probably about a 7.
I'm gonna
Um
give it a 5.
I kind of enjoyed it a little bit. I did. I thought it was I liked how the women were able to have their, they didn't get into it or nothing. They kind of kiki how heavily and Toya was on the raft together. I like that, Dr. Mimi, actually telling her story about her grief. I like the episode. I just didn't like kind of how it was edited a little bit to me.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought it was a pretty decent episode, and I guess we gonna see this last episode, and then we'll be on to the reunion.
I don't even know. I don't even know what to expect from this reunion at all. But I guess we shall see.
Well, I guess it's maybe you. Well, I guess it's going to be Quad in the breakup and Toya and this Meg
Well,
Gallon.
I just say we shall see, honey. I don't know what to expect.
I don't know either.
Because,
With
like
the
you
red
said,
dresses.
in the breakup, none of that took place on the season. Like sometimes I get annoyed because whatever it is we want to know about it is non-related to what we just watched. At this point, I don't really want to go back and rehash Quad going to Ghana and finding out the information. You know what I mean? Like, I don't really need to rehash that. I'm sure she don't.
Yeah, I wish they would do those. I know they did it for the Housewives. I don't know if they did it for the Married to Medicine, where they do like the deleted scenes or whatever.
Oh yeah, well they used to. I ain't seen that in a long time.
But yeah, I wish they would do something like that because I think
Or
some of
maybe even give them an after show. Like they don't have an after show either, do they?
No, I don't believe they do.
Yeah.
No. But I haven't really watched those after shows either.
I haven't either, to be quite honest.
So I don't know. So but yeah, that's it. That's all.
That's all. Ain't got no more. So well, we will be getting back with y'all. We got to get y'all some Bell Collective.
And Love and Marriage.
For that. And Love and Marriage. That's right. Love and Marriage Huntsville is back. So we're gonna when we gonna come back with a Love and Marriage Huntsville?
I was thinking before Bell Collective. I wanted to stay current on that.
Okay.
Yeah, we do
want to do Thursday for Love and Marriage?
I think that would be fine, and then we can do the other, like we can go back and probably just do all the way up from the first episode and do a catch up on the other things, so we can just be done with it. With Bell Collective, and then move forward. So we don't have to, because it's I haven't watched it in probably about 2 weeks.
Okay.
I ain't watched it since they were about to get in a fight. So
yeah. We can do that. That works. So we will be back Thursday with Love and Marriage Huntsville, because Love and Marriage Huntsville is back, honey. Like they never left. And Ken and Trish, who surprised none of us. No. And honey, and Ken is living with Will, but we have to talk more on Thursday.
Yes.
On Thursday about it. So in the meantime, make sure y'all like the video, subscribe to our channels, okay, and share it out, right?
Yes. If you get us in the algorithm.
That's right.
Yeah, we try to be the algorithm like 50 Cent, honey.
Okay. If you catching the replay, drop down in the comments. Let us know what you rate in this week's episode. Let us know about what you thought about everything that did happen in this episode. And also let me know where you are watching from. I would love to know what part of the USA are you watching from. And get over to the community tab, join in the fun. Place your votes for Married to Medicine Housewives Season 12 Awards. And that's really it. What you got coming up?
Oh, I got some new content I wanted to do too. I'll be presenting it probably. You know how you have so many things you got to do. It's tax season for me, and I got all these people tax returns. That's why I've been just strung out here. So it probably come after tax season. I'm not even gonna lie.
Well, we are always looking forward to new content. You see, I've kind of did some revamping, some branding a little bit over here at the Who Asked for this podcast. So be looking out for some brandy in the city content. Yeah, so if you don't know, now you know. I have traded in my suburban life and I have moved to the city, y'all. I am an empty nester officially. I am officially an empty nester. And I moved downtown. And so I'm just looking forward to kind of getting out and about, doing a little downtown living,
No, that's great.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
Being Prince Michael Jackson.
Look, I'm an empty nester, but I don't know, the nest be full over here.
Well, that's what I say. I don't know.
Oh, Jesus.
You might be empty nest adjacent.
I don't got no kids living with me.
Right, exactly. Empty nest adjacent, right? Like,
yes,
I ain't got no grandbabies. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm going to get to use this little window of time to get on out, and do me before these boys, decide to start their family and I got to sit down and go be somebody's grandmama.
Because my mom goes, so this is like you having twins, isn't it? I'm like, those are the twins you never had. I said, Mama,
get away from me.
Yeah, I'm 53. What the hell I look like having twins? My dad's a triplet. So nobody else had any multiple births. But I'm like, really? I said, God give babies to young people. I said, and when I was young, I had kids. I don't need none of the old age, but I can't even how to get a girl. Yesterday, what's today? Tuesday or Monday? Tuesday? Sunday, girl, why I fell out the bed. And my bed is high. I fell out the bed because I was trying to answer the phone because my cell phone rung and then the house phone rung. And then I'm like, oh, this is my daughter. So I was trying to get to the phone, couldn't get to it, fell out the bed. Woke up my grandson because he in the pack and play next to the bed. Hear my husband run upstairs because he thought I dropped the baby. He came in there, picked the baby up out the pack and play and walked out the room.
Honey, left you laying right there. Like she gonna be all right.
Yeah, the hardest time trying to get up. I'm wrapped in these goddamn covers. Oh my God. It was crazy. I said, you ain't shit. But yeah, that's my blunder of the week. But yeah. So yeah, we'll be back with you on Thursday with our Love and Marriage Huntsville.
Yes. Thank you so much for joining us. We are out. Good night.
Good night.